side, I'd knee him and get back out in front of me again. And I was getting mad at him because, I thought he was just being stubborn and trying to tell me where we were going. And about a second later, some guy just jumps up from sleeping in the woods. And he just does one big woof. Doesn't really go after him, does it? But
here, first tell us your name, where you from, and a little bit about your background in dogs.
I'm Nancy.
I'm Sean.
We're from the Cleveland area, and we've had all kinds of dogs. We've had German Shepherds. He's had a Saint Bernard. The last three dogs we had were pit bulls.
Pit bulls. What drew you to the pit bulls originally?
Because at that point, everybody was still kind of hating on pit bulls, so we wanted to raise one. They're powerful dogs. They're not just. I've had. Before we were together, I had a German Shepherd. He had a Saint Bernard.
I've had a Saint Bernard. I had a dingo, a wild dog from Australia.
Oh, a dingo. Okay.
I had a dingo. And I had three pit bulls. There's one of them still right there. The other two.
They passed last year.
They passed last year, but we advocated the pit bull because it's not the breed of dog that's the problem. It's the owners and not being able to handle the dog, train the dog properly to be the dog that it should be.
Right. That it can be.
That it can be, yeah. The potential of the dog.
If you don't meet the dog's needs, then
my dog
doesn't
have to be mean. Just look at him. I mean,
right.
He'll be 8 months old tomorrow. And about 137 pounds.
You don't need him to be mean.
No. You don't have to be mean, no.
To be effective.
No, he's family friendly. Sit down, take.
If anything really went down, when he's an adult, I have no doubt he'll protect me. He was bred to do that.
Thank you. Right. There you go. That's how good boys do it. Leave them.
So, what was your first impression with the Boerboel initially?
Like when we learned about the breed, we watched video after video, and it was everything we wanted in a dog. It was the calm temperament when you need them to be. We wanted the size, the lifespan was a big one, because a lot of the Mastiff breeds lifespan 7 to 9 years. And that's not enough.
No, that's not.
Take.
And it's supposed to be regarded as one of the healthiest of the Mastiff breeds, one of the most athletic, one of the most functioning of all the Mastiff breeds.
Great with kids, solid dogs, yeah.
Solid dog, very smart. He was potty trained in 2 weeks that we had him.
My sister had met one in Oklahoma at a vet's office, and she had sent me a picture, and that's how the whole journey started. I'm like, what's a Boerboel? And then I found out.
Yeah. Right. So the size. Were you hesitant about the size?
I was. I was afraid I might not be able to handle him, even though I kind of know what I'm doing with dogs. Because he's a big boy, but easily handle him in all situations. And when a dog is being aggressive on a leash, I can still walk him past it. I can handle him in all situations. And I have mobility issues.
That's good. That's excellent. Really, that says a lot about him.
Oh, absolutely.
Being
right.
Strong, and so he's not like lunging.
It takes nothing to get me off balance. And he walks. He's never pulled me down. He's not once.
Right.
Yeah, he's so good.
So, right, you said initially you was considering a Corso.
We were.
Tell me about that.
Again, we wanted a big dog, and what attracted me most to that was the lifespan. I just think that any dog that we take, we're going to put the time in, and we're going to be able to make it a good dog. But I thought maybe a Corso might be too much for me because I get off balance so easily. Because, and sometimes they make decisions for you versus this dog seems to look at you more for direction before making a decision to, go forward or always. He's always looking at me to see what I want.
And they want to make sure that they're doing the right thing.
Absolutely.
Right. For sure.
Yeah, it's really in his best interest. He's very aware of his duties as a dog. You end up eventually going with the Boerboel. What eased your concerns about the size?
Just watching a lot of videos of them around kids, around people, around. We just watched a lot of videos, honestly. I wasn't. My concerns weren't eased 100% until he got about 6 months old, well over 100 pounds, and I could still easily handle him.
Right.
So I think my concerns were eased by himself.
So let's talk about the first time you first met a Boerboel. What was the first time you ever saw a Boerboel?
The first time we ever saw it was your Boerboel.
Well, yeah, when you brought over
Yeah.
the Florida, when you brought him over, yeah, we haven't met him. Yeah.
No, the one in the parking lot.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah, with
girl.
the girl, your girl, yeah,
Right,
yeah.
Right. Okay.
That was the
right,
first
yeah,
one
that
we
was
met.
that was a very
Yeah,
interesting meeting too.
It was.
That was.
Because we were both apprehensive.
I feel like, this is weird. And,
Yeah,
Right.
and
But
the
everything
dog
came together.
absolutely picked up on the fact that we were both apprehensive about each other, about meeting, and the dog immediately stood in front of you and kind of protected you, and you let me know that she was in a like guarding position and you weren't sure why. And then we started talking and laughing, and she came up to us and was just as friendly as she could be. Yeah, we were in love. By the time we were driving home, we're like, oh yeah, we have to get one of these. We're like, we're
And she did that. That's with no commands or
Right.
anything. She just naturally
just naturally did her thing, and that's kind of what he's learning
that's
to
what
do.
he,
just
yeah, that's what
naturally,
when he did that in the park
very
when
aware.
I was at the park, and he was making me mad because normally we go into the woods at a certain point and he kept blocking me, and I'm like, no, you don't tell me what happens. I put him in, to the side, I'd knee him and get back out in front of me again. And I was getting mad at him because I thought he was just being stubborn and trying to tell me where we were going. And about a second later, some guy just jumps up from sleeping in the woods, and he just does one big woof. Doesn't really go after him, does it? But I know now he was blocking me because he could smell that guy into the woods, and I had no idea he was there.
Right. Oh, you're very aware.
Oh yeah, I was
Very
insane.
aware.
Yes, I usually take him for 2 laps around. I had a heel, and then we go into the woods. I let him use his nose, go to the bathroom. Like that's kind of his time. And which was really what shocked me because it's his favorite place to go. I mean, that's when he can kind of have a little bit of lead. And when he blocked me, it was shocking. But I thought he was just kind of bossing me around. So I was trying to put him in his place. He's a pup.
Right.
But I was so wrong. He was absolutely telling me there was somebody in those woods, and he didn't want me to walk any further.
So he held your position, made you hold the position.
He did.
Like, hold on, Mom, chill out, sit back up.
Right, something's not right. Yep.
Something ain't right. Let me just give me a second. Hold on, you ain't hip to what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. I wish I would have realized that's what he was doing immediately. I felt bad because I kept correcting him in a way, but why would you suspect a 7-month-old pup would protect you like that? You know what I mean? I just didn't think it was possible.
Right. And the fact that he's doing it, without no commands.
So early
absolutely,
on,
yeah.
That's what we want. That's what we want to see. It's instinctual though. It's instinctual.
Very easy to train.
See, he's always calculating. He's using his nose. He probably picked up on the wind blew that way. Something smelled.
Yeah.
So it was different than it was every other time you're there.
There were a couple White Claws on a picnic table that there's usually nothing there. So I figure he might have smelled like alcohol. You know what I mean? Like, he whatever it was, he smelled it. From quite a huge distance, but a distance. He wasn't just right inside the woods.
I know.
Right.
All right.
They always use their nose.
Go.
Always. That's like when I first came up, he was doing all of that sniffing. Real good.
Sniffing and drooling.
He was checking me out.
He likes to drool.
What made you choose the exotic program?
Well, first of all, they're really hard to find. So we were so excited when we found out there was a breeder in Cleveland. But then we read your reviews, we watched your videos, and we felt confident that you were the right one for us.
Because I put my heart into the dog.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. And it shows.
When he came to our home, he was so confident. He was it was so easy just to keep him at that state. I didn't have to make him confident like normally a lot of times you do with a puppy. You have to kind of build their confidence. He came confident.
What was your biggest surprise about living with a Boerboel?
How fast he grew. It was like a magic
yeah, it
trick.
really was like it really was like waking up every day to a different dog for the first 6 months of
Yeah,
his
just how
life, yeah.
quickly he grew. It was just amazing.
I would say for me too, it's just like how quickly he picked up on boundaries. You know, we didn't really puppy
Very
proof.
respectful. He's
We just taught him what he was allowed to touch and what he wasn't allowed to touch. And once he understood that, which took no time at all, he just respected them. You know, we have things on shelves and stuff that he just could easily
Doesn't
grab,
touch.
but he doesn't touch it.
He's never chewed up a
even
single thing
treats
in the
and
house.
stuff that we have at his level. And he knows he's not allowed to have until we give it to him. And
No sneaky
yeah, how
one.
quickly, I
Joe,
guess,
Joe, knock it off.
he learned to respect the
Both
boundaries.
of He likes his routine.
Yes, he
yeah,
does,
he has
very
a
much,
routine
yeah.
and he likes it and he knows about it. He knows
Yeah.
how the day should go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, if it's a rainy day and he doesn't get to the park that day, he knows it. Dig.
So
Leave
what kind of feedback when you're out with the dog? I know y'all go out often,
Yes.
right? What kind of feedback are y'all getting from people with the dog about him? You look like
How handsome he is. The
He-
size of
he is
him.
handsome.
He is a very handsome dog.
But yeah, his size, of
His
course.
size.
He turns heads just walking, especially with me because I'm so short that he comes up almost chest level with me when I walk him. But really what shocks them is when they find out he's 8 months old.
Yeah, they're shocked to find out he's an 8-month-old puppy at that size.
that's a lot
It's
of
just a lot of dog for 8 months, yeah.
And how well behaved he is in
I'm
8
very
months.
excited to see where he ends up at, fully grown.
Yeah. And he's gonna be, and he's handsome too. It's not like
Oh, he's so handsome.
like a big lot of drool.
No,
He
no.
does. Sometimes he has a little girl.
Sometimes.
I think he's perfect in proportion. Again, I might be biased, but I think he's perfect. You notice how he's not reacting to the fireworks that are going off
Doesn't
in the
react to the
background.
fireworks in the background.
Just,
no,
just
he's
knows he's there, that they're there.
very confident, very calm. He's not very vocal.
Yeah.
He barks very rarely.
Yeah, I don't know if that's typical
He's silent,
on Boerboels.
yeah. You don't know he's there until you see him.
Okay, so how do y'all feel, and you in particularly, Nancy, as a woman, managing such a powerful dog?
How does it make me feel?
Yeah.
It makes me feel powerful too. Honestly, it does. I heard someone refer to it as lion tamer syndrome. And I'm like, yeah, maybe a little bit, because you feel very good when you have a well-behaved, huge dog sitting next to you or walking next to you, But yeah, I feel empowered. I feel safe. I don't have any doubt that I can handle any situation I'm in with him at this size. Like, he's just, I've put him through so many challenging situations where we're having to pass people, where we have to pass dogs, where, sometimes those dogs are misbehaving. And it's been kind of flawless. That's what he wants to be with me, so it's not hard. You know what I mean? He doesn't want to pull off because he wants to be right next to me.
As long as it ain't coming over this way.
Right,
You know
absolutely.
what I mean?
And it makes sense because they're such big, powerful dogs. Not very much is a threat to them. You know what I mean? So they don't have to deal with it till it's right here. They don't have to get it over there because there's no dog that's going to beat this dog, if it comes down to it in a fight when he's an adult dog.
What does your Boerboel mean to you?
Everything. He's priceless. He healed us from, we were mourning our 2 pit bulls pretty hard. And he just has brightened up our life. He's brightened up our house. He's part of our family. He's part of our extended family. Everything.
Part of your friend group.
Yeah, he has
Introduced us to a whole
grandparents. He
new
does.
group of people. Introduced us to you, and that's
That's true. Yeah, we have met other people just
met
through
other
having
people
him.
just through having him.
That
Yeah.
are good in our
yeah,
lives.
yeah.
Oh, my daughter said she was telling someone, not personally, but she was showing someone. He's like, "Oh, that's a Boerboel. I bet that's Jordan." I'm like, "Yeah, that's exactly who that is." But most people have never heard of the breed. I think that's the most common thing. And so I'll say Boerboel. They will look at me. I say South African Mastiff, so they
There you
understand kind of what he is. But
And they understand Mastiff.
South
Oh,
Africa.
okay, Mastiff. Then you say South Africa instead of an English.
Yes,
English,
yes.
right, yeah.
yes.
No, it makes
Even our vet,
understand
he's
that.
the first Boerboel our vets ever dealt with. He was the first Boerboel our trainer that the dog classes that we took him to had ever dealt with. So yeah, super rare, exotic.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I love it. I love the breed.
Yeah, 'cause they're a full-time job for sure.
for
I can't even imagine multiple dogs. Yeah.
Right,
I don't have the
mine
energy
out
level
two
for
at
that.
a time, you know, 2, 3 at a time. You know
I
what
watch
mean?
you ride those bikes, and
That's
I'm
the
like,
key
oh, I
right
wish I
there.
could
Right
get
there,
him.
ride the
I wish I
bike,
could do it.
If someone asked you, should I get a Boerboel, what would you tell them?
I think it depends on whether
Depends
you're
on the
willing to put the
person,
work
yeah,
in.
yeah.
I don't think it's a dog for everyone. I think that if you're not willing to really train this dog, that they would be too much for a lot of people. But if you're willing to put the work in, absolutely worth it, and probably easier to train than, I don't know, 90% of dogs.
Right. Most people only don't want a dog; they just want a puppy.
Right. Puppies are the hardest.
Yeah.
That's
You get a Boerboel though, you're gonna get a dog.
You gonna get a dog.
Get a dog.
Real quick.
You can get a dog real quick.
But a real dog
I've
that
never owned a small dog. I've always had larger breeds.
This is largest
the
by
largest.
far.
This
Yeah.
is the largest breed I've had. Yes.
So what would you say is like the minimum requirements? Three minimum requirements.
I would say if you're not willing to be a pack leader and assertive, it's probably not the dog for you. If you're not willing to get up and exercise the dogs, because they're a dog and they require a certain amount of exercise. You know, we go about an hour and a half every morning. That's how we start our day off.
Right.
And I don't even know if I could find a third one.
Yeah.
Third reason not to get a
You
Boerboel.
don't think minimum requirements?
minimum
that you gotta
requirements.
Do if you're gonna have one.
You gotta have the money to feed them. Right there, you gotta have the money to feed them.
Ching.
So yeah, make sure you got some spending money
Not
to
only
feed
that, but you know,
them.
if they have to have surgery, it's going to cost more.
Yeah, because
you
of
do
the
have to take that
anesthesia,
into
because of how big of a
consideration.
you're
Can
always
you
gonna pay
afford-
more for a larger dog, and
Everything costs more.
yeah, for
it is.
sure.
But well worth
Yes,
it. Like
yeah.
honestly, he's
Gotta put
priceless
time and
to us.
effort into it. Don't let that dog be the pack leader. You gotta control your pack. Get down, Jamo.
Right.
But he falls into that position easily. It's not something that I had to struggle with to get him. And I have had dogs that were kind of challenging me for a spot in the pack. You know,
Yeah.
like not really respecting me the way that he was being respected. But I never had that with Tig. From Tig,
All right, enough of the kisses.
It's as easy,
Enough.
if not easier, for me to deal with Tig sometimes than it is Sean. It's not at all about the size. It's not all about how fast I can walk, because I can't walk fast.
Right.
You know, I have to walk slow. He learns to walk at my pace because that's how fast I walk.
Yeah, he's mindful.
Yeah, absolutely. He could easily knock me down.
Yeah.
Easily. But not once has this dog ever taken me down into my knees. Not once. I fell once at the park, but it had nothing to do with him.
How would you explain it?
I think it's genetic.
Because
And how.
you have many other dogs.
Yeah, absolutely. The pit bulls were really hard to train. You know,
yes.
they wanted to pull me. It was hard for me to walk the pits. It's hard for me to walk her. Even though I can walk that big boy, she's actually harder for me to walk than he is.
And for what he knows
Because
already at 8 months old,
It seems to be, at least with this Boerboel, he's my first, but that once he understands what you want from him, he's going to do that. It's energy. They give little signs, you know, like if you know how to read dogs, you know where they're at. The way the ears are, even licking lips at the wrong time, you know, yeah.
he's very respectful to his boundaries, his surrounding people.
He wants to be in our sight. But another thing, I guess, that would
Companion
surprise
dog. He wants to
me
be right by your side.
Right.
about what surprised me about him was how quickly we were able to leave him out of the kennel at night. By 5 months, he was just trustworthy. You know, we have cameras, we can watch stuff, but we were able to not kennel him at 5 months. By 6.5, we decided for the first time we were going to leave him out, not in his kennel when we left. And perfection. He never got into a single thing. He was respectful of our home as much when we weren't here as he was when we are here. And,
gotta know.
and that's so young. You know, normally I would never trust 7-8 month old dog to do that. Do you want me to stop them?
No,
He needs exercise most,
Right.
so that's why we started day off.
See, so you because of that, I think that says a lot.
Boundaries are a need for a dog.
Exactly.
They need to be put in their place sometimes. They need, as much as I call myself mommy to him, I'm the boss. But our mom's the boss anyways, you know, like it means the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what would you say to the intelligence?
Super intelligent. Again, easiest dog I've ever taught anything. He potty trained fully in 2 weeks. I mean, he was pretty well potty trained in 1 week.
Yeah.
But fully potty trained in 2 weeks, which I think is phenomenal.
Do your own thing.
So why do you think
Do your own thing.
the difference in the intelligence of the Boerboel, like what is it about him that makes him so smart? In your word.
I think they're people pleasers, so he's constantly looking for what we want from him. Yeah,
Always looking to please, yeah.
And I think genetically they're just built intelligent.
Yeah. Well, they say the harsh climate in South Africa, you know, like the conditions, they wouldn't have a dog if it wasn't useful.
Yeah, and sadly the weakest ones did not survive.
Right.
The desert, so the strongest ones survived, so those strong genetics passed on.
Frontier.
Yeah.
Fight off a lion and a baboon.
So
like
that's
that.
genetically where their tails came off, why their tails are off.
Oh, yeah.
Because it wasn't the lions, it was the baboons that if they were attacking one baboon, another baboon would bite their tail, and that's how they started taking their tails off. Yeah, I'm glad we didn't make the choice. I'm glad it was already made.
So when they say, how would you describe the guardian nature of the Boerboel when they say it's a protection breed? Because I feel like that's a key point too, which is the fact that they don't protect the same way like a Rottweiler, since we was on that subject of guardian breeds. It's very in tune.
Protection wise, he doesn't like lunge at nothing. He more or less will come like when we met yours. He comes around and he just like kind of sits like right down in front of you.
Yeah, he's
protecting you from the environment of what he sees, what's different to him. Like when we met you, we were both a little anxious and didn't know each other, weren't sure, you know, I was down on the east side, I'm from the west side here, and we down there discussing the dog, and your dog was nervous because he felt our energy.
Yeah.
She said,
we've been lost too for like 30 minutes, so both of us were like aggravated, you know what I mean? We couldn't find, but you remember, it was an aggravating day.
He definitely reads your energy. They read your energy.
But there's only been a couple instances, he's very young, where he's done that, where he's got in front of me. But when he does, I pay attention. You know what I mean? Like, whatever that vibe is, he doesn't like. He likes 99% of people. But every once in a while, he'll just be like, and he just sits right here.
They don't get that from everybody.
Right.
Everybody is not giving them pleasant vibes, pleasant energies, pleasant, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he's able to read that. Different.
For sure.
Hold on, this is the people's energy is like 6, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not just, it's not like it should be. Yeah, it's something different.
Yeah, something a little different.
You have to train your dog to what you want it to be. Your dog's going to respect you if you respect it. It's a mutual.
But yeah, we've constantly put him in situations that were different.
He's a great dog.
Yeah, honestly, I can't imagine ever having another breed.
Make sure you got room in your house.
We've already talked about, like, we're probably definitely going to have another Boerboel.
That's what I always said myself. I said, I can't see having nothing else other than a Boerboel. This is the best dog.
It's
all dogs.
And you know how hard puppyhood is. You know what I mean? Puppyhood's hard. It was such a breeze with this dog. Just such a breeze.
Yeah.
Never lost his shoe. He never tore up not one single thing of ours, ever.
Well, see, and I think that's again, me and my personal experience, as a huge tribute to you or understanding in you as an owner also too. Though.
Scattering toys amongst the floor so he has something to chew on.
You have all these things that you're allowed to touch.
He goes,
right.
And these you are not, and there's no exceptions.
It looked it looked like you had a toddler living there, but that's okay because I have my furniture still.
All of our shoes.
His toy, we have all our stuff, and he has his stuff. Yeah. He knows what's his and what's not.
There you go. See, so people need to understand
at 8 months old, that's pretty impressive.
Definitely. And you're meeting his needs, though.
Of course.
And he's able to understand, you know, okay, I've got things that are privileged to me, things that are belonging to me, things that, and then these
are not my things.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And also, I might take away your stuff. Too. That's my stuff too. I let you play with your toys, but really, they're my toys. You know, if there's an argument,
Yeah,
I mean that's kind of how it has to be. They kind of own it.
Through the training process, he'd watch Gemma and he'd also learn. He's head
Yeah.
level with, he doesn't put his head on the tables. And
Yeah, we could have dinner on the table and he
sit
can
and eat dinner
easily
and-
grab it, and he doesn't touch it. He
No.
respects.
he respects it.
That's not his food.
He's very respectful.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
respectful.
and that's a big benefit too.
Huge.
Because I think it's the fact that, you know, again, he understands the pecking order. He
Yeah.
understands the hierarchy. You know, you're meeting his needs psychologically, physically, and emotionally.
Yeah.
You know, if there wasn't such a thing for the dog, but like, you know, I'm sure when it comes to exercise, discipline, and then affection, he's all checked off.
In exactly that order.
Yeah.
Exercise, discipline.
Yeah, that's every good dog owner. It doesn't matter the breed that you have.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
We
That's
start the
every
morning
good
with
dog owner.
exercise. We do a disciplined routine around eating, and then we'll love on you. You know.
Right. That's what it takes.
Yeah.
That's what it takes. But yeah, I think that's.
But if you put the time and effort into it, you'll have a great dog, great companion, big, huge. Yeah, amazing. Just watch him grow.
Almost.
I told my wife it was like a chia pet, just watching him grow, and he's not even done yet.
How big?
I can't wait to see him at 2 years old, his full capacity of what he's going to be.
But I don't even dread it. It doesn't worry me because if he'll walk at my side at 140, he's going to walk at my side at 220.
Yeah, he's not going to change no matter how big he gets. His demeanor's not going to change.
Yeah,
His size is.
Right.
But his demeanor, no, he is what he is now.
Never even considered
Holding
it.
that much weight up.
So let me ask you this. Okay, they say that the Boerboel can be a very intense dog, right? And like they change around 2 years old or 18 months. You know, that's when they can become problematic. Do you have any anxiety about that?
No, because we'll catch it we'll see it as it starts to manifest, and we'll fix it. And we'll address it. And no, I don't. I don't have that.
I lead my pack. My pack don't lead me. So,
Yeah.
as long as I'm up high on the yeah.
And you expect challenges with a dog this big.
Sure, you can challenge me, but you're not going to win. I'm the pack leader. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Leader of the pack, and then we go down from there.
I like that too. Yeah, let them.
We are
prepared
humans.
for the challenge.
He's the animal.
Be prepared.
Oh.
And they're gonna do things.
You can challenge me, but at the end of the day, you're going to submit and listen
That's
and
right.
be respectful.
And honestly, if it comes down to it, he may not stay intact, depending how bad he gets. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think that it's gonna be a problem. Though, because see, like he's got so many different things to keep his mind occupied.
He burns energy right there, just like that. Yeah.
But yeah.